Goddard was actually quite difficult to find. This was actually my third attempt at going to grad school. I was going to go to Naropa. That fell through. I actually did attend Antioch University, New England, and then unfortunately had a medical emergency soon after arriving there. And at the same time, I realized that that program was not for me. And it was what I thought I wanted, what I thought I needed, and I realized upon entering the program that it was very much the wrong choice for me. So long story short, after arriving home from the emergency room, I was on my laptop looking at options when I found that Goddard College was only an hour or two drive away from where I was in Keene, New Hampshire. And I was lucky enough to be able to go and visit. And I met with the admissions counselor, David DeLuca, on a very cold, drizzly, gray day. And I was in a lot of pain. And immediately I loved it. I knew that it was the place for me. So, yeah, I started quite a while ago. And I love it. I really love it. Well, during the residency, that's when we students figure out what we're going to be doing in the course of the semester, what courses we're going to be taking, who we're going to be studying with, how we're going to be meeting licensure requirements, what books we're going to read, etc. And what I do is I go from the broad to the specific, and I organize my life around that, going from the broader span of how long, say, for instance, I'm going to be in a course, and then break it down and down and down and down to smaller and smaller details so that I can stay on task. And even if I get behind, it's okay, because I always factor in wiggle room. It's funny because my studying style has radically changed so much with my evolution here at Goddard. I used to take a lot of time to study, and I used to have a lot of time to study. Now I don't. I'm doing my internship. I am taking care of my family. I have also had a lot of health issues as well, and I've had to dance around that. And I've managed to figure out a way to do my Goddard coursework in a much more efficient, much more effective, more heartfelt way by doing that. Goddard is the only place I have found that allows me to study this material in the best way for me, to find my way of exploring psychology, counseling, therapy in general, as well as the areas that I am interested in, that I am fascinated by. It allows me, with keeping this very high, rigorous standard of graduate education, it allows me to create my own curriculum and to decide upon what I'm going to read, how I'm going to write about it, what projects, what community projects I'm going to do, any self-care projects, etc. And I can formulate it. I can even formulate roughly the timeline as well to fit into my busy adult life. I could go on and on. I could not imagine myself being in a program where I would have to write these piddly little papers, 4-page response papers and things like that. I can't imagine being in a program that would require me to follow this very set course of education, this course of action, and especially that would involve a lot of studying that might not apply to me and what I need for an education in psychology. Most other programs, all the other programs I've ever seen, have required students to do what I find to be rather meaningless work. And the difference here as a grad student is that, yes, I work very hard. I work as hard or harder than other grad students, but I also, I love what I do. I'm not having a difficult time of it in that soul-sucking sort of way that so many people have. So I get to be a grad student and be joyful in it, which I love. Well, the community it's a unique place. When I'm here at residency, my friends and I create these very strong bonds, and we will laugh uproariously at the dinner table. Steve, you have been a victim of this as well. But we really come together during residency, and it's a lot of work at the residency. It's a full schedule, all of that, and we bond very closely and have this time. And then at the end of the residency, we all drive or fly back home to our disparate places across the country and often across the globe. I've known a couple of students who lived in Southeast Asia, for instance. And during that time, some of us keep in touch better than others. I have definitely been guilty of not keeping in touch as well as I could have. But I have. People message me or text me or just, poke me a little bit over the internet, and then I will respond. And we can have these wonderful interactions, even from afar. It doesn't even matter what it is. It could be just sending each other silly cat videos. And it's support, and we know what we need, or even a phone call, or a card. I've actually gotten some cards in the mail, physical cards, which is amazing. If you're looking for a community of adult learners, people who span a wide range of age, background, culture, ethnicity, ways of life, sexual orientation, just anything. If you want a diverse group of people, this is a great place to be. And I'm not just saying diversity, this is a more realistic overview of people. If you want to be surrounded by people with really big hearts who are authentic and who are constantly unfolding in their authenticity, unlike some other grad programs, then come here. If you want a place where you get to explore what you're fascinated by, absolutely, this is definitely the place to be, because you're encouraged to do that. If you're here to explore your own self, your own personal process, to really grow as a person, this is an excellent place to be. If you want to be told exactly what to think and how to think and what to write and exactly what you should be doing at every moment of your semester, and not required to look at yourself or to explore and just, keep your head down, then don't come here. You'll have a hard time. But if you're looking for a place where you can flourish as a human being, this is a great place to be. People transform here. I transformed here. I wouldn't even be doing this video if I hadn't transformed here. If I didn't believe in it as much as I do. And I really believe in it. It has changed my life very concretely for the better. That's such a tagline.